Hello everybody, this is Kevin Jenner Productions, back again for another video. And in today's video I figured I would make a response to another video that was circulating recently. As many of you may or may not know, Maybe Train Enthusiast posted a video all about how he stores his trains in between his adventures to his club and so forth. And I thought, wow, this is such a great video. I want to explain what I do because, what he showed off was a little bit similar. So, if you know me as an exhibitor, and I'll go right into it, you'll know that I use two different cases. That case, which is the slim case, and this case, which is the XL case. And both are unique in their own right. So if we're on the XL case right now. The XL case is my mega case. I got this thing almost 3 years ago now. The date when I got it is actually painted onto the box. And it's actually was a brand new Craftsman 27-gallon tool chest. It has wheels, and it was quite a versatile thing. It has contact information and who it belongs to, obviously, and also some cheeky little branding. But inside, it's empty, just for heads up. There's a lot of items that can be stored in here. I mean, if you go all the way down, look at that. Yeah, quite deep. And I could store basically a lot of box models with the flaps and everything, and it worked very good. And then I would store the Bowser steam engines in here, which is hence why you see a ton of bubble wrap. But moving on, also, this case was also designed. I'm going to try to... If stuff couldn't fall off my thing, that would be great. But this case can have one very important thing done to it, which helped out in the years. It can be locked. And when you have a lot of valuable trains, it's important to lock your cases. I think this is the master one, but either way, I can lock this case, I can store anything I need to store, and it was great. But there was one big problem with this case, which kind of made me fall out of favor of it. I still use it from time to time, but it did fall out of favor. And that was because, look at it, it's huge. This is a huge case. And I'm like, this actually takes up a lot of space in a car. And that can't be. So I started moving on, and I got the slim case. And the slim case actually came to me via the trash. It came from my film department, and they were throwing out this Lowell 2K Softlight. I ended up getting the case. I told the woman, "Can you throw out the light for me, please?" And she obviously didn't know what I was doing with the case, but this is a nice quality case. I think this is a very good quality. It's film grade, so it's been through a bit, but if I open it up, you'll see how I store my trains now. Okay, I opened it up. So as you can see, I use these custom kit boxes. You can get these online. They're a little pricey. They're not cheap, unfortunately. I don't know why cardboard boxes have to be so expensive, but that's where we're at. But the boxes are my newest way of storing things, and as you can see, I have them clearly labeled as to what's in the box. So this would be for locomotives, this one's for passenger cars, and this one's for additional passenger cars and RDCs. And inside each one, there's 4 little areas. And I have this blocked off because at one point I went to the club and, random. I'm going to be filling this up tonight with stuff because I plan to go to the club tomorrow, hopefully. All things hopefully considered. But I wanted to show you the inside because these boxes are actually really nice. And they can store... I can get 3 diesels on each side. So 3 AS16s on one side, and then I can get the little S12s. And I can have the CNJ engines, 1762. I can store quite a bit. Now this box is empty. And if you're curious about the foam, I'm going to say that I got the foam from one of my old jobs, and I just cut it to fit. I cut it with shears. So the foam is not original except the foam at the bottom, but it basically holds the car in place, or the loco in place, preventing damage. So let's go open this one, because this one has all the P70s inside of it. And there's 8 Broadway Limited P70s in there with foam blocks in between to kind of lock everything in. And this really works. This works really well. All I have to do to take a car out would be, if I can pick it up, I just have to do that. And there's a car. And that one I detailed at one point, but that's different. But you can then store the car and then to stop it and kind of lock it in place. And the car is virtually locked in. And when it's all closed, there is enough clearance so that there's no potential for impact. There's no ability for the train to get crushed. The boxes are quite sturdy, I have to admit that. And I have enough space over here. I also have a dehydrator just to keep the box dry and keep moisture out, because these trains are very expensive, and I don't want moisture would be a bad thing. So I have an old dehydrator in here, or a dehydration packet. Works great. And I can store 4 Bowser or Athearn Blue boxes in here. I can store 4 of them right there, and then I can store 1 on top. Very similar to how I do it with the 3 boxes. Now, the way this box closes is great. I do have to modify it at some point, but I like these boxes because they have really nice really versatile clipping, and they become locked, and you can schlep this thing around. I can put this in a car, and believe it or not, the Slim's name lives up. It lives up to its name. The case is so slim it can fit into the leg section of the back of a car. It's so slim, so I can fit a lot more stuff, and I can also store it flat. I can store it in a crowded trunk if I had to. And it's quite good. Now, there is one more box I want to talk about, and it's the current method I store my freight cars in. Now, there's nothing in this box currently. I have it empty. I have to put stuff in it because everything is on the storage shelf. But looking inside, this is an old trading card box. I got this in a lot probably about 3-4 years ago. And this box actually holds a lot of locomotives, not locomotives, cars. I can store about 8 cars in one well at the time, but they do meet the height and they just barely fit. And also, you'll notice there's no foam padding. It's not the most ideal way of storing stuff, and I've actually seen boxes for sale that are a little bit better than this. And I'm going to probably take the investment at one of these days, and I'm going to buy the better boxes, because I see them. They can store less cars, but they have more padding inside, and I would much rather prefer them. They're also shorter, so we have that. But that's what I use, and I also label what my box has inside of it. So this is box 1 for freight cars. I have my logo on it. Typical branding. Another big thing you should do is tell the person who it belongs to. Definitely list who this belongs to. I have engines which were on the fuel tanks. I have my name on them, and that's the old barcode for Rowan. But also, and this is the big thing, put your contact information on your boxes. I know it's a bit of a trivial thing. Oh, I'm not going to lose my box. God forbid you lose your box. Someone can contact you and can get in touch with you and hopefully return you your things. And I never hope to have that happen, but I do have contact information on the boxes in case any of my equipment were to, God forbid, go missing. Thankfully, I keep very good track of everything, so that's not a big problem. But I am going to probably modify this case at some point and put a rivet lock. I'm going to put some rivets on. Probably going to paint over this and put a lock on it, because this case cannot lock. So I can then be able to... So then I'd be able to put a padlock on it. I don't know if I'm going to be going through an airport with this anytime soon, but I can tell you I have enough space to put the equipment in and be able to kind of store it securely. So that's my 10 cents on the matter. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. There should be a video coming up very soon. Until then, see you on the seashore lines.